Hello, 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 and happy Monday to all of my amazing Taurians. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with a very special reading on today. Hopefully, you had a great weekend, Taurus. I know that you did because that's the intention you set. Now, Taurus, over the weekend, Sunday to be exact, your ruling planet, yours in Libras, that is, went retrograde. Yes, Venus went retrograde, right? And that's going to be causing some issues for people around you, but I'm going to make sure it doesn't cause any issues for you. I'm going to help you with a practice that I think is going to help. At least just be open to trying it, okay? Because when planets go retrograde, it can be kind of challenging because people assume that planets move backwards or they are moving slower, and that's not the case. That's a myth. They don't move backwards and they don't move slower. This gives the illusion that it does. And so let's get into it. Most High God in the universe, please give me a special reading for my amazing Taurians as it relates to every area of their lives, specifically in areas of power and intellect, money and wealth, creativity and emotions and spirituality, and where my Taurians need to take action. I am talking to my very logical, generous, and trustworthy, determined, understanding, kind, organized, patient bulls. You're going to need your patience because we have 30. Your planning will be retrograde for 39 more days. We're going to talk a little bit about the number 39, but this is where we have three things going on. We have Uranus that's retrograde, which is one of Aquarius's ruling planet. Then your ruling planet Venus is retrograde. It's yours in Libras, by the way. And we're still very much into full moon energy, right? The moon is aligned to our feelings, subconscious habits, moods, and emotions, right? Which could aid in like why you're feeling the way that you do, because that moon will get up underneath whatever you're trying to suppress and it expose it and bring it right into full view. It could be anything that you're trying to suppress. It doesn't matter what it is that you're trying to suppress. It'll bring it right there. And so those feelings, those emotions is connected right to your emotions. It's going to bring all of that out. If there's rage, if there's sadness, if there's happiness, if there's fear, whatever. That's the moon, right? So imagine your ruling planet Venus going retrograde. And that's a planet of love and pleasure, but both agape love, erotic love, attached to your money, all of that. So that's something that you really, really want to deal with. And I'm telling you, you want to, because it's pretty serious, because you all are fixed signs. That's bull energy, and sometimes you can get quite stubborn. But I'm going to help you with something with like really listening to your intuition and being led by your intuition. No matter how crazy or weird or different it seems, just try it. All right, we have the Eight of Cups. We have the King of Swords. We have the Devil card, which is attached to one of your sister signs, Capricorn. Not to say that Capricorns are devils, not at all. I happen to love all signs, but the Devil card actually represents fear, false evidence appearing real, which resides in everybody. So some of you all could have Capricorn in your chart. It represents fear, it represents doubt, it represents an addiction to a person, place, or thing, or people, places, and things. We also have the Nine of Wands. So you're coming really, really close to just kind of sort of learning, like being more open to learning about yourself and what works and what doesn't work for you. We have the Seven of Swords. And we also have the Knight of Wands. Yes. All right, so see how this person on this card right here is walking away from these deep emotions after having been burned. But the fire is really representing also not only you being burned, but somebody who is been purified through the fire. Because what would make you move fast? Somebody blowtorching you, or somebody lighting a fire up under you, tapping into that divine masculine energy. No matter how stubborn of a person you are, putting a fire up under you, and that fire can come in any form. Just making you feel real uncomfortable. It's like really turning up the heat, right? You want to start listening to your instincts, right? And so there's this Japanese art of forest bathing. You all can look it up yourselves. And so what would be perfect for you, because it's going to help, boost your immune system, lower your blood pressure. It's also going to help aid you in sleep, right? And so You want to leave your phone, your cell phone, and you want to leave anything at home that would be a distraction. Get out and take a walk. Let your intuition guide you to where you should go. Because I want you all, because remember, outside is grounding, right? Because you're an earth sign, you need to ground. Let your intuition kind of sort of lead you and guide you to where you're going, right? You want to just kind of sort of find somewhere, even if it guides you to a park or just through, like the neighborhood, or through, if you have to physically go into the workplace or whatever. But you want to get outside, like get outside and be in nature. And some people hate being outside in nature. I don't want to assume that just because you're an earth sign that you like being out in nature. But I need you all to start letting your intuition be your guide. Away from your phone, away from those electronic devices that could be a distraction, right? The reason I want you all to go outside is because of that sunlight. You want to remove all that stale energy from your spirit, right? Because again, you got that you're also challenged with the full moon energy, even though it's like 90 something percent at the moment. But still, with that full moon energy, really unearthing some of those things that you've been trying to suppress. And it could have been for years, Taurus, of maybe having dealt with somebody who was manipulative and who was very hurtful, and and those emotions coming back up in your spirit, you being reminded, you want to remove that from your spirit. That's why I'm saying go walk outside, right? And so go somewhere, sit down, and just kind of sort of listen to what your intuition is telling you. What is your intuition telling you? Your intuition is really should be telling you to just walk away from that emotion. Let no fear, no doubt, and I mean false evidence that appears real, because some people are dealing with some serious traumas because of having dealt with somebody who was narcissistic, someone who was a sociopath or psychopath. And we're not diagnosing anybody, but just all the signs point towards some serious issues that really have affected you all, that you had to kind of sort of I gotta disconnect from that emotion and step into my own light, right? And see, this is sunlight, right? This is the moon, sunlight. We know the sun sits behind the moon to illuminate the moon. So you want to listen to what your intuition is telling you. And again, looking at your cards, reading your cards, I'm looking at you walking away from that emotion, looking back over your own life and seeing really what role you may have played in this. Like, what was going on in your life? Like, really sit down and think about this. What was going on in your life that you didn't see that this person was a master manipulator? This is not anybody blaming anybody, no fault of yours. Sometimes we have very real life things going on, Taurus. You could have lost a loved one. There could have been some kind of cracks in your spirit where you just felt like you weren't able to see things as they work, because we know that God is real, right? We know that God resides in us. But what was going on in your life? And that's a lot of times people don't want to admit, like maybe you were going through the loss of a job, the loss of a friendship, some kind of death, rebirth. Maybe somebody died or transitioned. But when I say death, rebirth, I'm talking about the loss, you left a job behind, or maybe you left a church behind, or maybe you left something behind permanently, and you had that, like, that grieving period in your life where you just couldn't see this person right here. And so because you all are really patient signs, and this is kind of sort of what some of you all may be grappling with, because, or even if you had some kind of disruption in your home, like maybe you met this person when you were younger and you just didn't know better, right? I mean, so, but staying with this energy over the years, somebody has stayed with an energy for years and years and years. That was that hoping that eventually they're going to change, and nothing has changed, right? Some of you all have stayed with jobs over the year and had a very manipulative, gaslighting boss, right? Just staying there like, okay, well, it's paying the bills and I have a permanent job and it's helping me create the life that I want. But really on the inside, you were miserable. right? And you had to keep getting burned in order to walk away, finally stepping into your own light, right? In this right here, water representing your emotions and creativity, it was very, very deep. And that intensity and that depth of it, because it also caused you to become dependent or out of balance, or even get to a point where I'm gonna surround myself with material things because that's gonna make me feel better, even though I hate being in this relationship, the relationship with my job or relationship with a person. So I'm gonna surround myself with things that make me feel, because again, as earth signs, you all attract everything, including money, wealth, bad energy, good energy, whatever, people, places, things. You'll attract everything. And so kind of being stuck on that, could have caused you, like this person right here, you staying in it, being a good person is not going to make them change. That's just who they are, right? And so the only thing that can do it is karma. That's the only thing that can do it. And so I'm seeing somebody come to the end of their journey, a long and arduous journey. When I say you're going to be feeling 1,000% better, 1,000% better. Because again, I saw this in my last reading, and I hope it doesn't sound redundant. If this is your first time watching this particular video, first of all, welcome. Thank you for coming to my channel. I don't take that lightly. But if you're coming back after yesterday's video, because something is when I say this person is dealing with some serious issues, the only thing that can help them is having to go through their own rock bottom. And that's not something you can hang in there with them, because it's really going to affect all of your relationships around you, Taurus. It really, really is. So you, and that fear and that doubt, like almost like some people feel like if they stay in relationships with people, like they can really, really help them. That's almost like having a God complex. Like you are God in human form, but you're not that person's God, right? And I'm telling you what you're blocking. You're blocking a lot of money, because remember I said everything is attracted to you, including this. You have a genuine caring heart. Some of you all may be in the medical field. You could be a doctor, a nurse, some kind of working where energies are attracted to your maternal energy. I'm talking to men and women. You could be a barber. You could be somewhere where you're actually helping people, where your money is connected to. And there's a lot of money that's trying to attach itself to you. And that's what I'm saying. You want to go ahead and sever ties with that emotion. It's an emotion that you have, like somebody is kind of stuck on that emotion. You want to sever ties with it, because tons of opportunities are trying to come your way. But if you can't reach out and grab it forward, because you're still kind of sort of hanging on to that emotion behind you, right? When it won't make any sense to hang. So some people are, see these two wands right here. This wand right here is like you may be thinking about your past, but you're definitely not going back to your past. This one is somebody who's looking towards their future, like moving forward towards their future, right? And so you want to run as far away from that emotion as possible, so you can get laser focused. So all the things that you've been asking for can be released to you, so you can at least see them, right? Yeah, and also be in a posture of gratitude, because when those emotions come up and they start exposing this person right here, or these people, or that job, or whatever it is that has really hurt you, you want to be immediately change the channel and focus on what you're grateful for. One, I'm so grateful that energy is no longer in my space, right? You don't even have to call the person a devil, because everybody has that in them, that fear. This devil represents fear. It represents doubt. It represents an addiction of some sort. I'm just so glad I don't have that energy near me anymore. Like some people are throwing their hands up and surrender, like, this is a God level of clarity, throwing their hands up and surrender to God, saying, God, that's the emotion that you're displaying. It's like, God, thank you. Thank you for getting me away from that energy. That's just right here. People are looking up to the sky. They got their arms thrown up and surrender. God, just thank you. That's the emotion, right, that you should have versus the other emotion. That's what I'm saying. Get outside, remove that stale energy from you using the sun, and go sit down somewhere and just be in a posture of gratitude that energy is no longer around you. You want to sever all ties with that altogether and just continue being receiving mode. But this time, you're choosing to receive from God versus that emotion of, oh my God, I can't believe this person was such a narcissist. And you don't even want to go down that path anymore, because it's blocking too many things for you. That person was crazy. That person was a sociopath. That very well may be true. We don't know for certain, right? We don't know for certain. We do know that that person may have been hiding some secrets. They could have been hiding some secrets. And so, but if they're no longer in your life, what good is it going to do to stay stuck in that emotional, that depth of emotion for them? Y'all ever go to like a Taurus, you ever go to, like, you ever see any like these court cases online where it got like these high profile cases where people get all up in arms? Like, you got one side wanting the person to be, sent to jail, then the other side is like free that person or whatever. Like for instance, like the OJ trial or some of the most recent trials where you see when like you have like people are really divided on that, like that intensity of it, right? One side or the other is not going to be happy with the outcome, right? Somebody's going to be extremely happy. One side is going to be extremely happy, or the other side is going to be extremely upset, right? That's way too much emotion to pour into this, because I'm seeing that somebody felt like they were extremely manipulated, and like the person is going to get away with something. I'm telling you, what makes you think they got away with anything? Especially if they too are operating in fear, false evidence appearing real. Everything may be judged by fear. And what I'm feeling is from them is that fear was deposited in them long before they even knew you existed. And so therefore that entire relationship from their end was operating in fear. So there's nothing you could have done to save them or help them from operating in fear. This thing came from their childhood. Right? So all you know is that you're grateful that you're no longer in it. Use your hands, right? So somebody is like using their creativity, even though your ruling planet is retrograde right now. And so that may feel a little stifled. That's what I'm telling you. Listen to your intuition. 5 + 3 is 8. 8 is the energy exchange number, right? The number 39, like I said, it's going to be, your ruling planet is going to be retrograde for 39 more days. That's the number. That's the vibration, meaning that you are gentle and you love humanity. It means that you want to be of service to others in some way. It means that making the world a kinder, gentler, better place in which to live is one of your visions. So that's what you really, really want to focus on. I'm telling you. I mean, some strange things have happened. Strange things have happened in this world where you think somebody is just straight up guilty of doing some stuff, and they have been completely ruled by the devil, which is, again, devil energy is fear, false evidence appearing real. So all I can see in the spirit realm, and I think I'm taking a little I'm taking a little extra time with you all on the day, because like I said, you're in Libra's ruling planet is retrograde right now, and so a lot of people could be affected by, I want to let it go, but what they did, the intensity of what they did was just too much. I'm telling you, walk away from that emotion, because what I'm seeing is that in their spirit, they have been running to and fro like a mouse their whole life. Like they have just been like moving multiple times, just scared, like just really, really scared. And for you, you may say, well, I was their stability, but that would be making yourself their God, right? Trying to save them from something that you're not even aware. Because I'm seeing that they have gone through, some traumas that you all are not even aware of. And they actually, contaminated you with that fear by their behavior. Like some of y'all couldn't even sleep in your relationships because you were like, okay, something feels very unsettling about this spirit that I'm sleeping next to, or like something feels very unsettling about this spirit that I work with, or this manager that I work for, or whatever. Just very unsettling, because they've been running to and fro their whole life operating in fear, and there's nothing you can do to help them or save them. So just be grateful to God that they are out of your life altogether. And I don't mean this in a sarcastic way or not, because both of you all have suffered a lot, and so again, like I said, just focus on living your absolute best life. That is what I have for you. Hopefully that practice works, but at least just try it. I hope somebody will try it, and I'll check back in with you all on Wednesday. Continue having a fantastic day, Taurus. Bye.